Get more for your business with Northwest Registered Agent. They help you launch an LLC for just $39 plus state fees, while helping protect your identity by keeping your home address private. Don't wait. Protect your privacy, build your brand, and get your complete business identity in just 10 clicks and 10 minutes. Visit northwestregisteredagent.com/paidofd and start building something amazing. Get more with Northwest Registered Agent at northwestregisteredagent.com/paidofd. You know you want to start a business. What you may not know is how to make it a reality. GoDaddy Arrow's got you. It uses AI to help you find the domain name that's right for you. Next, answer a few prompts, and with a couple of clicks, Arrow will design a professional-looking website or storefront in minutes. Arrow can even help you stay engaged with your customers. Just attach a professional email that matches your domain. With GoDaddy Arrow, you can build a business without having to know a thing about this stuff. Just visit GoDaddy.com to get started. That's GoDaddy.com. Premium features require paid subscription. See terms on site. This is Optimal Finance Daily. Should cash be part of your emergency fund? By Honey Smith with GetRichSlowly.org. When I was in college, one of my coworkers at my part-time on-campus job gave me a funny little gift that I use to this day. What was it? It's called a wallet fairy. You put it in your wallet and you'll never be out of money when you need it. I can't honestly say that the magic has been foolproof. I believe I've mentioned on a couple of occasions the time I didn't wash my hair for a month because I couldn't afford shampoo. And I distinctly remember crying after going to the grocery store on a couple of occasions because I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills after buying food. But I guess if the magic were foolproof, this fool wouldn't have learned her lesson and started digging her way out of debt, right? But you know what? National Preparedness Month, also known as September, may be over, but it's also a good idea to consider your plans if an emergency occurs. And after the flash flooding we saw this year in Phoenix, I'm thinking a lot more seriously about what it would be like to be out of money when I need it. I'm starting to think that it's important to keep cash readily available, but I wanted to really sort out why and how much and where. So here it goes. Should you keep an emergency cash stash? To be clear, I'm not talking about keeping an extra $20 in your wallet, though that's not a bad idea. I'm talking about keeping a significant amount of cash on hand in case of emergencies, in the hundreds or thousands of dollars. Here are the pros and cons for doing so that I can think of. Pro, out of sight, out of mind. Even if you put your emergency fund in an online-only account, such as Capital One 360, at least it's there. You receive bank statements reminding you of its presence. Maybe it factors into your mint net worth. Stashing actual physical money somewhere out of the way means you're less likely to think about it and thus be tempted to spend it unless there's a true emergency. Con, not earning interest. If you invest your money, you're hopefully earning interest faster than inflation can erode the value of your cash. The common wisdom is that inflation is about 3% annually, so you should aim to beat that benchmark, taking into account things like diversification and your own risk tolerance. Even parking your cash in a savings account with their interest rates of 0.95% or less, based on this week's savings account rates, it's better than nothing, right? Pro, peace of mind. Cash can't be garnished like a paycheck or bank account, and it isn't easily traced. For some people, having access to money that flies under the radar, so to speak, may make them feel more secure. And con, if it's gone, it's gone. Cash isn't easily traced. If you lose the money, it gets destroyed, you're robbed, etc., you may have very little recourse. How much should you keep? Assuming that you've decided keeping some amount of cash on hand is best for your particular situation, the next question becomes, how much cash exactly should you keep? A solid emergency fund may be 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, but that's probably more than most people are comfortable keeping in cash. Not to mention, even at sub 1% interest rates, when you start getting into the thousands of dollars, you start missing out on a decent chunk of change. The logical question to ask yourself at this point is, what emergency situations do you think would require physical cash? For example, if you live in an area that's prone to natural disasters, keeping enough cash on hand to buy food and supplies in the event that credit or debit isn't an option due to a power outage or what have you may be smart. It's important to be realistic, but there's no need to be paranoid. Where should you keep it? I suppose theoretically you could keep it anywhere. However, if you want to make sure you're the one who is actually keeping it, your main options are likely these. Number 1, in your home in a diversion safe. A diversion safe is something that looks like an ordinary household item or product that actually is used to hide items of value. Diversion safes might look like books, cleaning chemicals, cans of soda, water, or food, or even toiletries. Think of a can of hairspray. The pro is that diversion safes are relatively inexpensive, but most don't actually require a lock to open. So if someone does happen upon it, the gig is up. Diversion safes also tend to be relatively small, which may be a pro or a con depending on your needs. Number 2, in your home in an actual safe. A real safe is usually larger and can thus accommodate more items if you have other valuables besides cash that you'd like to protect. It may require a key or combination to open. Some are even biometric. And unlike most diversion safes, many are fire and waterproof or fire and water resistant. Accordingly, they also take up more space, are difficult to hide, and may be expensive. And number 3, in a safe deposit box. For a rental fee, your cash, other valuables, and important documents may be stored in a bank, post office, or other institution. The fee is usually fairly minimal for most needs, and you have the reassurance that most institutions offering this service are under some form of guard 24/7. However, that does mean if you want to access the contents of your box, you must leave your house. Depending on the circumstances under which you need to access your cash, this may or may not be feasible. After all, when was the last time you went to the bank? There may also be indirect costs when storing items at home. If you have large amounts of cash or valuables, you may need or want a robust alarm system, for example, that may entail an upfront cost and/or a monthly subscription. You just listened to the post titled, "Should Cash Be Part of Your Emergency Fund?" by Honey Smith with GetRichSlowly.org. Imagine you're a business owner who has to rely on a dozen different software programs to run your company. Each one is expensive, overly complicated, and worst of all, none of them are connected. Now imagine a platform that could tackle all of your business management needs in one place. That platform you're imagining? It's Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on a single, simple, easy-to-use software, giving you peace of mind that your business is always being taken care of from every angle. Odoo assists in accounting, marketing, inventory, HR, CRM, manufacturing, and everything in between through its user-friendly interface and open source applications. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop wasting your time and money on those expensive disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. It doesn't get much better than that. So what are you waiting for? Discover how Odoo can take your business to the next level by visiting odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple. Introducing your new Dell PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Because it's built with all-day battery, plus powerful AI features that help you do it all with ease. From editing images, to drafting emails, to summarizing large documents, to multitasking. So you can organize your holiday shopping, and make custom holiday decor, and search for great holiday deals, and respond to holiday requests, and customer questions, and customers requesting custom things, and plan for the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC that helps you do it all faster, so you can get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours at the best price of the year by visiting Dell.com/holiday. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details. I use cash so infrequently that I haven't really considered keeping some cash on hand. In fact, the last time I needed cash, I went to the ATM only to discover that my debit card had been expired for 6 months, and I had no idea. A big reason I don't use cash often is because I like having a record of digital transactions. It makes it much easier to track my spending. But this article is specifically about emergency preparedness, and I think it made some good points. Emergencies ranging from catastrophic weather like hurricanes or wildfire to power outages can make it difficult to access your money. If you can't access your digital currency or your banking systems are down, having cash can allow you to get gas, food, and medicine with ease. However, cash is also the most insecure asset you can have, so keeping it to a minimum in the house in case of fire or theft is a good rule of thumb. How much cash you'll need is highly personal, but I can't imagine holding more than $1,000. And that's a wrap for another Thursday show. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll be back tomorrow as usual, where your optimal life awaits.